Justin, I'm out here inside Reed Arena where things are quiet right now, but pretty soon it is going to be action-packed. This arena is going to be filled with some amazing MMA fighters, and to talk to us some more about it, we have President of the WFC, Matt McGovern. Mike, today the Aggie dance team is one of Aggieland's brightest traditions, and just 4 days ago, the team did something it hasn't done in 2 decades. If you love a national championship just as much as these people, I should see you out here in about 12 minutes. And for now, coming to you live from Huntsville at the Sam Houston State Parade, I'm Elisabeth for KX. Justin, back to you.
What really happened? Well, Barry said after the game that the initial play call was a fake punt, but that call was changed at the line of scrimmage after the Steelers saw the Cardinals' defensive formation. The problem was Barry didn't hear the change and said, quote, "That's why I got smacked in the face."
The Texas A&M gymnastics program encourages all levels of gymnastics, from first-timer to elite, to learn and practice in a safe and friendly environment. All right, let's get to it. For the next 30 minutes, we are going to be talking about, drum roll please, all things college football, or really all things Texas college football. I'll have the latest on UTSA, the UT Longhorns, and the Texas A&M Aggies. Well, we're all done with day 3 of training camp, and things are beginning to click for this Spurs team. Players are beginning to settle in, especially the new younger guys on the roster. But the overall vibe, they're just looking forward to playing someone else that's not themselves. Last night, right here on this field, the 14th ranked Baylor Bears clinched their spot in the Big 12 championship game after taking down the Texas Longhorns. And a big reason for their win was the Bears' defense, and more specifically, guys like James Lynch. Lynch broke the record for the most sacks by a Baylor player after taking down Texas quarterback Sam Ehlinger twice last night for a grand total of 19 career sacks. Murray says it's his job this season to make things easier, not just for DeMar, but for everyone else on the team. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I am really excited to see these two side by side once again. Coming to you from Spurs Media Day for Sports Tonight, I'm Elisabeth Tharp. Thanks for joining us for KAGS News at 10. I'm Elisabeth Tharp. Reveille 10 has officially been ushered into a new era as Texas A&M University's next mascot, a role she's been preparing for since February when she began shadowing outgoing mascot Reveille 9. The new Aggie Queen, a sable and white American rough coat collie, comes to Aggieland from Topeka, Kansas, and has spent the last 3 months with Reveille 9 acclimating to her new home, a campus of more than 70,000 students, and adjusting to the demands of the mascot life. At her side will be mascot Corporal Lucas Scroggins, an engineering major from Little Elm, Texas. Scroggins says he wasn't too surprised when he first took on the role because he knew what all the traditions are, like if Rev sleeps on your bed, you have to sleep on hers.
So a lot of that, you expect. What you don't expect is how quickly you'll bond.
Scroggins says every day they spend together, either relaxing in his room or roaming outside, their bond grows stronger and stronger.
It's really just seeing how quickly you guys become friends is what's surprising. So I knew I'd care for the tradition. I just didn't know how much I'd care about the dog.
Not only will Scroggins take on the privilege of watching royalty, he'll also be taking Rev 10 home with him this summer. Scroggins says his family was excited to hear the news, eager to carry on their own little tradition because this isn't the first time a Scroggins has had the task of guarding an Aggie Queen.
Beatty made a little joke that whenever he called, my dad was just like, okay, because seeing as like my brother was mascot corporal 4 years ago, so they kind of like were hoping for it. I had a little bit of pressure on me, but they were really excited.
Colton Ray, mascot corporal of Reveille 9, says one piece of advice he'd give Scroggins is to prepare himself for when he has to pass the leash of Rev 10 off to her next handler.
That's not an easy thing to do, obviously, but by tradition, that's what you're supposed to do. That's the seriousness, and as mascot corporal, that's how you carry on the tradition.
Scroggins says if Rev 10 could speak, she'd say she's excited to meet the rest of her Aggie family and hopes they're just as excited to meet her.
She's really hoping that they're welcoming to her. It's the first time, she's still a puppy, but overall she's just really excited to meet everybody.
Now, Reveille 9 is still seen as a queen to the Aggie community, just retired. She can be found at the Stevenson Companion Center, where she's free to roam the entire building and can be visited by her former handlers at any time.